Good morning, good morning. I have an update on the Anna Kepner case. Let's get it.
Was found dead on a Carnival Horizon cruise ship. We've been following this story very carefully. It's been one of those that's been near and dear to my heart because if you ask me, all of this could have been avoided. I strongly believe that. I strongly hold on to that. But listen, the 16-year-old stepbrother will be tried as an adult. He has been charged in federal court with murder and aggravated sexual abuse in connection with Anna's death in November. So we are what? November, December, January, February, March, April, 5 months. 5 months ago, Anna was brutally beaten on that Carnival cruise ship. Her body was found naked, stuffed underneath her bunk in her cabin, concealed by flotation devices. Nobody knew what happened. That morning, her father searched for her throughout the entire ship, and only the stepmother and the stepbrother had knowledge that the stepbrother had taken Anna's life. We're going to talk about it. For those of you who are just tuned in, or if you're new to the channel, welcome to the palace. I am Queen Sheba. I cover a variety of hot topics specific to reality television, but most importantly, I hone in on the psychological and the behavioral traits of the Black experience.
Subscribe now.
Yes, this is it. According to NBC News, Anna's stepbrother has been indicted on federal charges months after the 18-year-old cheerleader was found dead on a family vacation on a Carnival cruise ship. I am so happy. It's been a long time coming. I'm so happy. I'm frustrated. I'm angry. This could have been avoided. And the fact that the parents hid that boy. They tucked him away safely while the investigation was ongoing. But let's continue. So her 16-year-old stepbrother faces federal charges of murder and aggravated sexual abuse. The U.S. Attorney's Office for the Southern District of Florida said in a statement on Monday, that's today, April 13th. Court documents show that the motion was initially filed February 2nd, but it was under seal because it was sealed because he was a minor, okay? But the case was transferred to adult prosecution and unsealed Friday. Yes, that is a win. It's a loss, but it's a win in Anna's memory, in the memory of Anna. So the news release refers to him only as TH, and that is also how he is referred to in the court documents. He has been released into the custody of a guardian, but not his parents, according to court documents. Lawyers for TH did not immediately respond to a request for comment, and Anna Kepner, she was found dead November 7th, y'all, while she was vacationing with her family on a Carnival Horizon cruise ship. Now, let me bring you up to speed. Anna was a senior. A month from now, if she were still living, she would be walking across that stage to graduate and go on to go to college and do great things as an adult. Her car was still parked. Months after her death, her car was still parked in the school parking lot. Anna didn't know this boy. Her father decided that he wanted to go out and date. He met a woman that had 3 children. Okay. He dated the woman for a very short period of time. She had a son and a stepbrother who had severe behavioral issues, very dark behavioral issues. And he brought this woman into his home only knowing her less than a year. After knowing her less than a year, married this woman, brought her into the home with her children. Anna had a boyfriend. And at some point, the boyfriend reached out to Anna's parents to say, hey, Anna and I were FaceTiming. And while we were FaceTiming, she fell asleep. And he attempted to sexually assault her, referring to the stepbrother. While she was asleep, he crept into her room, not knowing she was on FaceTime, right? And I could see him. And he attempted to sexually assault her. This kid, whom Anna was dating at the time, did his due diligence to notify the father and the stepmother, and they did nothing about it. What did they do? They doubled down. They booked a family vacation. They kept the other girl, the other minor child, female child, in a room with them and placed Anna in a room with this killer, with this boy who has always operated on the dark side, according to his biological father. His biological father testified in family court after Anna's death that this child had behavioral problems. His mother was aware of it, and she knew that he should not be around other children, but in order to spite him, she cut off her nose to spite her face, right? In order to piss off the father of the boy, she refused to allow the boy to go live with his father. That's what happens when we do dumb stuff to prove a point. When we're spiteful and manipulative to prove a point. What happened to the best interests of the child? And if we think about that, these adults, with the exception of the boy's father, failed the children all the way around. You failed Anna when you brought this kid and his mother into your home. Ma'am, you failed your son when you refused to allow his father to step in with male leadership. You also failed Anna, ma'am, because you knew that boy was not supposed to be around any other children, let alone Anna, and also the other young girl that you have custody of. This is horrible. Not only is it horrible, you are some kind of wonderful. I believe she should be prosecuted too, if there's any way or any technicalities to bring justice against her in the memory of Anna, because ma'am, you knew what he did, and you impeded an investigation on international waters because you did not give detail to the FBI once it became known to you that your son had murdered his stepsister. You knew this. You had this information allegedly, and you packed your freaking bags, loaded up your suitcase, told your son to be quiet, and you got him safely off that cruise ship while Anna's dead body was being wheeled off in a gurney. You are some kind of wonderful. And they say the apple doesn't fall too far from the tree. And I can't help but to wonder, I'm sorry, yes, I'm going to go there today. I can't help but to wonder if he gets a little bit of his darkness from his mother. Now, Anna's father is not off the hook either, because, sir, you have a past. You too have a past as a sex offender, allegedly. You too have a history of sexually assaulting young girls. And could that be a reason why you turned a blind eye to what was being done to your daughter? Because maybe, or shall I ask, why would you not, as a father, do everything that you can to protect your daughter? Why would you think on any given day that it will be okay to put your daughter in a room with a boy that she doesn't know? I don't give a damn if you're married to a woman that you like. Anna didn't know him. It's not safe. It should have never happened. And you were not thinking, nor did you do your due diligence as a father.
X-Tool F2 Ultra, the first dual laser engraver powered by AI. With a 60-watt mobile laser and a 40-watt diode laser in one machine, it easily handles all materials. It slashes metal and carves deep into wood, all flawlessly unified in one production cycle.
And you hid this boy. You coddled this boy after he took your daughter's life, after he beat her to death, after he sexually assaulted her. How in the hell can you look at yourself in the mirror? How in the hell could you lay next to that woman at night, knowing that she willingly brought that boy into your home, willingly held information from you that could have saved your daughter's life, and she willingly concealed from you and the FBI, security personnel, and law enforcement that her son strangled your daughter to death? How do you look at yourself? You are a sorry excuse for a man, if you ask me. But let me bring you up to speed. Back in November, the news release said that while the ship was in international waters en route to Miami, TH allegedly sexually assaulted and intentionally killed Anna. I knew he did. Why else would she be naked? I knew she did. Why else would the young girl be naked? He sexually assaulted her. He raped her in that room. He overpowered her. He finished what he started from the day he attempted to sexually assault her when she was on FaceTime asleep in her room. She was never safe. She was never safe from the first day she met him. He stalked her. He stalked her in her home, he stalked her on that cruise ship, and he stalked her until the day she died. I blame the parents. You handed your daughter over on a platter to a very depraved individual. They say Anna was on the cruise ship and she was having dinner with her family. And she complained that she didn't feel well. So she said that she would go back to the room and lay down for a little bit. Shortly after she left dinner, he decides he's going to go to the room. Well, Anna's younger brother and Anna's stepbrother went to the room, to the cabin, and the younger brother, that was 13, I do believe at the time, changed his clothes from his dinner clothes to something a little bit more comfortable and decided that he wanted to go explore the ship and take some selfies, go around the ship and, get some selfies. And he stated he thought, I don't know if it was on his way back or as he was leaving the room, he thought he heard screaming. And I guess he second-guessed himself. Maybe it was on his way back. But I have a funny feeling that it didn't take long for that stepbrother to pounce on Anna as soon as the other boy left the room. We can only imagine the struggle that occurred in that room for you to be able to get her naked. So I'm going to assume that he attempted to sexually assault her. She fought. So he killed her by strangulation. And then I'm going to assume that then he sexually assaulted her, and did as he pleased without little to no interruption. The brother came back, the younger boy came back, knocking on the door. And if I can recall correctly from the documents, it says that he was there for a minute before the other boy opened the door. So he could have walked in mid-act. He could have knocked on the door in the middle of the sexual assault taking place, which is why the body was hurriedly placed underneath the bunk, and he used the life vest to conceal what he had done. But TH allegedly sexually assaulted and intentionally killed, willfully. The moment he got up from that table, from dinner, at 16 years old of age, he decided that it was a wrap. The Miami-Dade Medical Examiner's Office determined Kepner's cause of death was mechanical asphyxiation. Wow. This is horrible. She knew what was happening to her until the moment she took her last breath. This boy purposely, willfully, intentionally cut off oxygen by strangling her to death or either suffocating her in that cabin. I'm glad, thank you, law enforcement, that you are trying him as an adult.
As they should.
This is very proper in this case.
As they should.
A federal grand jury has returned an indictment charging serious offenses that allegedly occurred aboard the vessel in international waters. Chris Kepner, Anna's father, and TH's stepfather told NBC News on Monday that justice needs to be served. You think? Sir, where were you in November?
Yeah, where were you?
And he goes on to say, this is where the family stands, he continues, saying TH should be in custody. He previously said in a statement that the loss of his daughter is a pain that will never fully heal, and that his family believes in accountability and in the importance of justice being carried out. In a formal statement, so this is a formal statement, the father goes on to say, our daughter's life matters, and we will continue to speak out to honor her, to seek accountability, and to ensure that her case is not forgotten, Chris Kepner said, adding that he is grateful to the FBI, which is leading the investigation, and advised the family to remain quiet about the case. Oh. You have some nerve. Just because you can suppress your emotion and you are well-versed and rehearsed, I don't think it's fair for you.
FanDuel predicts, you're allowed to see what the market's saying. When it comes to your own prediction, it's your call.
To ask the rest of the family, who seem deeply emotionally connected to Anna, to not display their sorrow and their pain publicly. And the reason I say that is because initially, the father had refused to give the other family members any information regarding what happened to Anna. And had it not been for Anna's uncle, who went public on Facebook, we would have never gotten wind of this story. It's because of Anna's uncle, who was man enough to say enough is enough, to hell with her father. He is helping to aid and hide a criminal. And he said, our niece deserves justice. Only because of the uncle did the public hear about what happened, and it actually went viral. So, according to NBC News, an attorney for TH's mother, Chantel Hudson Kepner, declined to comment. An attorney for TH's father did not immediately respond to a request for comment. And Anna Kepner's mother did not immediately respond to a request for comment. Now, let me say a little bit about the mother. It's being said that the mother has a long history as a drug addict, as a user, and that the father and the stepmother denied her a final goodbye, a final farewell, and they did not allow her to come to Anna's funeral. And that the stepmother, well, I be damned, had the honor of writing the obituary. Y'all, this is some kind of wonderful. Court filings in his parents' custody battle revealed in November that the stepbrother was being investigated as a suspect in the case. Chantel Hudson Kepner said in a court appearance related to the case that their son was hospitalized shortly after the cruise ship returned to Miami on November 8th. Well, at least he got a chance to come home, ma'am. Anna will never come home. The crazy part is, y'all, they hadn't been married a year. Chris Kepner and Sean, they've been married 10 or 11 months. Chris Kepner and Chantel Kepner were married in December of 2024, and her son took Anna's life in November of 2025. Absolutely insane, devastating, heartbreaking. So as of now, the stepbrother has not been taken into custody. I'm going to say this. I'll be surprised if he makes it into custody. I'll be shocked if he makes it into custody. Yeah, I'll just leave that there. But according to additional statements made by the family, Chris and Chantel Kepner said in a statement Monday, our family is devastated by the loss of Anna and continues to grieve this unimaginable tragedy. You set it up. You put her in the line of fire. Every red flag that was given, that was issued, every warning, you turned a blind eye to it. What the hell do you mean unimaginable? This could have been avoided. And listen, do y'all remember this? Do you remember this interview done by the grandparents? Let's take a look.
10-year-old Anna Kepner, who died on a Carnival Horizon cruise ship earlier this month, breaking their silence.
I just screamed. I couldn't stop screaming.
Barbara and Jeffrey Kepner were on board the 7-day cruise in the Caribbean with their son, his wife, and their grandchildren, enjoying time as a family. Anna staying with her brother and stepbrother in a stateroom, seen here. Do you remember the last time?
Let me call out something. I'm sorry to stop
that
this, but I want to call out something.
We had dinner.
We're on board the 7-day.
You look here. That's the stepbrother standing behind Anna. And if you go through the photos, he strategically always seemed to have placed himself in proximity or close to Anna. I wanted to call that out.
A cruise in the Caribbean with their son, his wife, and their grandchildren, enjoying time as a family. Anna staying with.
This, I'm sorry to stop it again. This photo is the stepbrother stalking Anna. If you look right here below this camouflage hoodie, this is his knee. This is a part of his leg. He's wearing jeans. He secretly took this photo of Anna while she was getting dressed on the cruise in the cabin. And here's the thing, his behavior, although abnormal, has been so normalized by the family that they didn't catch on to the fact that they were sharing a photo of the boy stalking her like prey.
her brother and stepbrother in a stateroom, seen here.
Do you remember the last time that you saw Anna?
We had dinner. Anna wasn't feeling well. She just said, Mima, I think I'm going to go back to my room for a little bit. And she must have felt better because she got dressed up and she came down. We were playing in the casino. She didn't win anything. And she said, Mima, I love you guys. I'll see you later. And we never saw her again after that.
The next morning, an announcement over the show's broadcast system changed everything.
They called for a medical alert team to go to a stateroom. And when they said the number, I recognized the number immediately. The room steward that was going in to clean the room is the one that found her.
She was found concealed under the bed. I was told that she pulled back the mattress and found Anna.
What did the FBI say was the official cause of death?
The FBI contacted my son and family and told us the cause of death was asphyxiation.
Anna's grandmother said one possibility they're considering, whether it was caused by a so-called bar hold, an arm across the neck.
You take the elbow like this. They said when they took her body to the medical examiner's office, it was in perfect condition.
Kepner telling him.
And listen, we can now determine that was a lie. Anna had been sexually assaulted by her stepbrother. She was not in perfect condition. She was not intact when the medical examiner received her body.
ABC News, they were told their granddaughter's body showed no signs of sexual assault or drugs or alcohol in her system. In an unrelated custody dispute, Anna's stepmother calling Anna's stepbrother, who is a minor, a suspect in Anna's death.
Do you think he had anything to do with Anna's death?
I mean, he was in a room with her. He was the only one seen coming and going. So I can't accuse him because I don't know what happened in that room. But the summation would be that.
But at this time, when she's saying, I can't really accuse him because I don't know what happened, ma'am, he was named a suspect. I need you to get in this fight for your granddaughter.
That he did something.
And has he said anything to you about what happened?
I heard him, in his own words, say he does not remember what happened.
Anna's grandmother says she sat in on a portion of the stepbrother's interview with the FBI.
He was an emotional mess. He couldn't even speak. He couldn't believe what had happened.
Anna's grandparents say she and her stepbrother were close.
They were just like brother.
They were
Their
not.
sister.
What else could you tell me?
That's gross. They were not like brother and sister. They were like, there was a predatory relationship.
This is the moment when everything changes. And for 20 years, we've been creating moments just like these. Now it's your turn to seize the next winning moment. Join the winning streak with new 20th anniversary games.
At the University of Arizona Global Campus, we are proud to offer over 50 career-focused online programs to a fierce community of Wildcats from around the globe. Proud to be UAGC. Learn more at uagc.edu.
About him.
That he was a good student.
Played soccer.
He played soccer. Very quiet young man. He had demons, I think, in his past, and he was trying to deal with those.
Anna's stepbrother has not been arrested or charged with the crime. Attorneys for both the stepbrother's parents did not.
So that broadens my argument because initially I said that Anna's father and Anna's stepmother knew that he had demons, but it seems like the grandparents also had knowledge of that, and yet all of you still thought it was an amazing idea to put him in the same room as Anna, even though you had knowledge of him attempting to sexually assault her. You still go on this wonderful family vacation and you plop him right front and center, and you use a younger boy whom he could have easily overpowered as a buffer. Very irresponsible.
Respond to ABC's request for comment. The FBI and medical examiner's office also declined to comment. Anna's family focused now on honoring their granddaughter, a high school senior and straight-A student who planned to join the military.
She had purpose. She wanted to do things. And this little tiny 110-pound girl, she was mighty, very mighty.
We were looking forward to seeing her grow. What do you hope for now in this moment for your family?
I hope that we can heal. Whatever happened in that room, the only person responsible is the person that was in the room with Anna.
What does justice look like for your family?
Whatever the law says, I'm not going to advocate for anything more or anything less. And that will be for the courts to decide.
See y'all later.